Alright guys, so I tried to do this video one time. I didn't have enough storage, so let's redo it through the top. So now I know some of this stuff, so the reaction isn't going to be as good, but still. Again, credits will be given to Nico BBQ, except I haven't said that in this video yet. So without further ado, let's play the video. Same style.
Next month will mark the release of a brand new old Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. New because it's a new game for the Switch. Old because it's actually a Wii U game being ported. But that's beside the point. My main point here is that Donkey Kong is gonna star in another game, once again being portrayed as a hero. The thing is, Donkey Kong is far from being a hero. He's actually quite the opposite, and this is where this video comes along. After watching it, you'll finally see the true side of Donkey. And just like Tropical Freeze,
which donkey?
You might get a deja vu feeling to this. You see, I wasn't satisfied with my original Donkey Kong is not a hero video, so I made a brand new better. And this is this one. Okay, so hey, I'm Nico BBQ, and here's once again 10 reasons why Donkey Kong is not a hero. Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong have a long history of not being the best of friends. Sure, their relationship improved over the year, especially with Tropical Freeze, where they finally worked together to defeat one evil. But Donkey is not the most respectful monkey toward his elder. The proof lies right here in the original Donkey Kong Country intro, where we can see Cranky enjoying his music, and then Donkey crashes down, kicking Cranky out in the process, just to jam to his silly rap music.
Rap music is actually pretty good. Why couldn't they have just worked it out like Cranky Kong goes and listens to his classical music over on where he used to throw barrels, and then DK just goes away to the treetops and plays his rap music. That would have been way better, and it would have been way more respectful.
Cranky seems to want to help Donkey Kong anyways, and Donkey Kong doesn't really appreciate his help. In DK64, Cranky creates potions to make the Kongs stronger, and most Kong just drink the potion without making a fuss about it. But Donkey Kong, oh no, he's not able to do that. He just takes a sip and then starts acting like a crybaby and throws the potion away. What a disrespectful monkey.
Before we see what he has here, I think only like one of them have been valid, like the Cranky Kong theory. Well, out of one. So he's doing good so far. I kind of like his opinion on this one.
Monkeys like eating bananas, that's a fact, but Donkey Kong is taking that love way too far. In fact, in almost all of Donkey Kong's games, the motive behind him destroying everyone is to collect back his bananas.
He worked hard to get those bananas, and he has to work hard to get them back.
Maybe the Kremlins and the Tikis came to DK Island because they were...
Okay, Tikis are wood. They're wood. They don't have digestive systems. They don't need bananas. But the Kremlings, they might have.
Starving to death and needed some food to survive. And it's nature. There are bananas in trees. That's how it works. Why is Donkey Kong acting like all the bananas belong to him? Donkey Kong only sees animals taking away his own bananas, so he gets fueled with revenge rage. I mean, come on, Donkey. Why do you only care about your bananas in your life? I'm sure there are far more important things to take care of.
I agree with that so far. Okay, I agree with 2 of his theories out of the 10 so far. Diddy.
Donkey Kong hangs out with a couple of other Kongs, but his best friend has to be Diddy. Some people may even go as far as to call Diddy a sidekick to Donkey, but you'll soon see that Diddy is not a sidekick. Next week.
Next video.
The thing is, Donkey Kong treats Diddy very poorly. And at the end of Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo, Diddy makes a funny joke to Donkey, pointing at the sky and then stepping on Donkey's foot. A very innocent joke, to be honest with you. But Donkey Kong, instead of laughing it off, well, he punches Diddy on the head, probably giving him a concussion and leaving him a scar for life. And then, when Diddy is still in shock, he's still stunned, completely vulnerable, well, Donkey Kong comes back and kicks him in the butt. I mean, come on, you bully! Why do you have to be so crazy? Poor Diddy Kong. This next reason goes without saying. What does a hero do in life? Well, he saves people, he saves things, and he saves the world pretty much. But what doesn't a hero do? Well, get captured, duh! That's right, in Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest, Diddy and his girlfriend Dixie are rescuing poor old Donkey Kong that got captured. How pathetic do you have to be to rely on a Kong that you love beating on the head to rescue you? But you know, things can happen, okay? Mistakes happen, and I don't know, sometimes you can get captured. Okay, sure. But how about...
Alright, before we move on, I would really like a Donkey Kong All-Stars port with Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 in it for Nintendo Switch. Just putting it out there. I would really love to see it.
Oh, and also I have a question for all of you in the comment section.
What's your question?
In franchise mode, hold on, let me check what it says. Give me 1 second. You can continue the video and stuff.
Alright, so as I was saying, I hope they give us a remaster, and I hope that they give us, like, the Returns in Tropical Freeze system. 2 hearts, 2 Kongs, and Diddy gets his jetpack. Dixie is the exact same. And Kiddy Kong is just the same as Donkey Kong.
Getting captured twice, because that's right, in Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, Dixie and her cousin Kiddy Kong have to rescue Donkey Kong again. They also rescue Diddy in the process, but I'm pretty sure that Diddy got captured because he was trying to save Donkey Kong again. Like seriously dude, how many times do you need to get rescued? And especially getting rescued by kids that you're supposed to protect. What kind of hero does that?
Okay, just putting this out there also. For the next Mario Kart game, Mario Kart 9, for at least some of the DLCs, add Dixie Kong. That would be good. And give her her own kart and track. Give us Kiddy Kong, his own kart and track. Give us Donkey Kong Jr., his own kart and track. And Cranky Kong. That's all I need from you, Nintendo. 4 characters. You can bring those 4 characters into the next game.
Oh,
that
and also
will probably
put Crash in the next Smash.
Yes, put Crash in the next Smash and in the next Mario Kart, maybe even.
Work
That would
with.
honestly be awesome.
Try to, if you can, work out a deal with PlayStation.
It's actually Microsoft.
Crash?
Mm-hmm. Alright,
Okay.
not Microsoft. Activision.
Okay, try to work out a deal with Activision. Okay.
They could easily do it though too.
Yeah. Crash and Smash. I'll give you $100 each.
Just give us Crash and Smash. Barrel Blast.
I made sure to mention that Donkey Kong is an adult because he's surely not acting like one. Another proof of that comes in the form of Donkey Kong's Barrel Blast for the Wii, where Donkey Kong organizes very dangerous races throughout DK Island. These races feature exploding barrels, critters ready to kill you at any moment, and heck, even the Kremlins are invited to this dangerous sky racing league. Let me get this straight. Donkey Kong straps barrels full of fuel to kids, and then he throws them at crazy speed in the air, forcing them to dodge barrels, to dodge zingers and enemies of DK Island, only for his own amusement? What
It's not for his amusement, it's for our amusement. It's for a video game.
kind of monster are you, Donkey Kong? Like, seriously, dude.
Amusement.
of his crazy decisions so far have had a very bad impact on Donkey Kong's life. As the supposed hero of DK Island, he should be respected by everyone, am I right? And mostly by the one that wants to teach him everything, the sage himself, Cranky Kong. The thing is, just look at Cranky and Donkey interact for 2 seconds and you'll see that Cranky Kong is not proud of Donkey Kong at all. Cranky was a hero when he was younger, and he tried to make Donkey Kong a hero.
Cranky Kong was the Donkey Kong from the original Donkey Kong game against Jumpman. He was not the hero. He was trying to murder, or actually not murder, just knock Jumpman off of existence.
Oh, too. But sadly, he failed miserably, and he knows that might be the most difficult thing for Cranky. You know, seeing his grandson turn out a total failure.
What about his own son? Did his own son become a failure? No,
I cannot even imagine how poor Cranky Kong feels right now.
Okay, if you were Cranky Kong and you passed on your country to DK, would you be mad? Tell me. No.
Jeez.
I wouldn't.
But why is Donkey Kong such a failure, you might ask? I think that he's not really smart, and that could prove to be a factor as to why. The proof lies in Donkey Kong Country Returns. The tikis are magical wooden planks that have the abilities to hypnotize people and make them do anything. Cause, I mean, look here. These animals, they stood no chance. Their brain was under the control of the tikis in a matter of seconds. And now, here's a tiki trying to do the same thing to Donkey Kong.
What if Donkey Kong wasn't stupid and was just able to not get hypnotized? What if he was just like looking upward just enough to where he wouldn't get hypnotized, or downward? Or maybe he was looking at it at an angle straightforward that was so perfect that it didn't work. Cause see how it bounces, how it goes out and around his head and not into.
Well, Donkey just looks at them and proceeds to punch them out of his way. Why didn't it work on Donkey Kong? Why didn't Donkey Kong get hypnotized? Well, simply put, Donkey Kong has no brain. He's not smart at all. He can't be hypnotized because he doesn't have a brain. And you're telling me that this is supposed to be a hero? Make me laugh.
Oh, you didn't laugh.
Donkey Kong has a big crew to take care of. There's Diddy, Dixie, Kitty, Tiny, Lanky, Chunky, and probably many more I forgot about. His role as the leader of the jungle is to keep his DK crew together and provide them with help when needed. Sadly, he fails at that task too. We can see an example of this in Donkey Kong Country when we first encounter Manky Kong. Manky is a Kong in distress that didn't like DK's poor leadership skills, so he turned bad. I know, that's sad, but I mean, that's your brother, Donkey Kong. Manky is in dire need of
That's an orangutan.
help. You need to negotiate to bring him back to the good side. You need to provide him with help and care and... Okay, you just kill him. Okay, sure, cool, whatever. Who cares, right? Manky Kong is not the only Kong that DK failed to keep, as we can see a poor Chain Kong in Super Mario RPG. Look at this Kong. He clearly...
Are you guys excited for the Super Mario Brothers RPG game to come out? Because I know I'm excited.
He comes from the Kong family. He has the same face, but he is chained and attacks everyone out of panic. If only DK was a good leader, maybe those two Kongs wouldn't have been lost, and maybe they would live a happy life together now. Donkey. Such a disappointment, dude.
What if those Donkey Kong Junior's doing, huh? Donkey Kong West.
Back in the days, Donkey Kong was even more horrible than he is now. Can you actually believe that he used to capture princesses,
That's Cranky Kong.
forcing people to save her? Why would he do that? But wait, I see you typing in the comments. But Nico, this is not the same Donkey Kong. This is an old Donkey Kong. Oh, okay, sure. Let's pretend that this is not the same Donkey Kong. What about this one here? Now, can you tell me with a straight face that this is not the same Donkey Kong you're trying to defend and protect, huh? And what is this Donkey Kong here? Capturing a woman and forcing a person to save her. All that because he's supposedly in love with her. Like, seriously, Donkey Kong. Jeez.
To create a game, no one wants to be king. It's also
We are living in a world that is changing a lot right now. Nature is really important, and so is wildlife. Some important species are being endangered, and climate changes have very negative consequences on some creatures. Some of those creatures are really important, and removing them could cause some serious harm on the entire ecosystem. So, what is Donkey Kong doing in his games? Killing bees, which are really important to pollinate plants. Killing beavers, who build dams to keep water in ponds where other creatures can eat and drink. Donkey Kong also kills birds, who help biological control by eating insects. And he even abuses other animals like rhinos, swordfishes, and frogs. Plus, Donkey Kong really wants to destroy the planet, as we can see in DKC Returns, where he literally punches the freaking moon on planet Earth. Like, seriously, DK...
Didn't he do that just to defeat the Tikis and make sure that they didn't take over the Earth?
He really doesn't care about anything, or anyone for that matter. He just wants to see everything dead. What a monster! Hey, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you now know the true nature of Donkey Kong. Be sure to subscribe and to hit the bell to be notified of next week's episode.
What the? Every Donkey Kong boss read it and
Haunted houses. There's a lot of those in the Mario universe, and inside those spooky mansions, there's a species that lives there, ready to scare you to death. Boos! Those round white balls of spookiness await you in pretty much every single haunted house. But the thing is, are they Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong make quite a duo. They've been the stars of Donkey Kong Country back on the Super NES and made their epic return on the Wii with Donkey Kong Country Returns. There's one thing that I find weird with these games though. They mostly treat Diddy Kong as Donkey's sidekick, but I'm not sure this is quite the way it is. If we read the Wikipedia article on Diddy Kong, in the first sentence we can read that Diddy is a sidekick to Donkey Kong. The thing is, Diddy is so much more than that, and today we're finally going to pay homage to this little monkey. Hey, I'm Nico, and here's why Diddy is not a sidekick.
Diddy's definitely got talent. He can play
So,
guitar.
a sidekick is typically a character that has way less personality than the main protagonist. However, I wouldn't say that this is the case with our boy Diddy Kong. What does Donkey Kong typically do besides eating bananas and jumping on enemies' heads? Not much really, but our boy Diddy is way more talented, as we could first discover in Donkey Kong Country 2 for the Super Nintendo. Every time you completed a level and hit the end goal hard enough, Diddy would pop out his big radio, his sunglasses, and would play his latest mixtape. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. Diddy is a DJ and a rapper. That's so lit, fam. Plus, in Donkey Kong 64, Diddy came back, but this time with an electric guitar. Listen to that guitar solo and tell me that this isn't the dopest solo you've ever heard today. Yeah, this is so good, Diddy.
Pretty good.
Okay, sure, you're gonna argue that Donkey Kong plays the bongo. But look at him, he doesn't even know that he's not supposed to play it with his feet. That's pathetic. But you know what? Not only is Diddy a hip-hop genius and a rock star, the guy can even sing like a champion as seen in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It seems Diddy only sings when he's alone, so maybe he's just not ready to let the world hear his beautiful singing, but let's just listen anyways.
It's even worse because he's a monkey, he's not just a human.
He doesn't have
it's a masterpiece.
Diddy doesn't eat that. Well, who's gonna do the heavy?
There's one thing we know about Donkey Kong. He mostly only cares about his bananas and nothing else pretty much. Well, Diddy Kong is not like that at all. In Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy and his girlfriend Dixie travel to a very dangerous place full of gremlins and bad monsters. And they don't do that for bananas or, for fame, for Instagram likes. No, they go there to rescue Donkey Kong that has been captured by our boy K. Rool. You see, the heroes in this game are both Diddy and Dixie. There's no sidekick relationship between those two. I wish this is how Diddy would be perceived when we compare him to Donkey Kong. The two form quite a duo, and Diddy's actually the smartest of the two, so saying he's a sidekick is a rather diminishing way of talking about him. Anyways, since we're talking about Diddy saving people... Diddy did not only save Donkey Kong from the evil Captain K. Rool, he also saved his friend Timber from the evil pig, Whizpig, back in Diddy Kong Racing. I bet you forgot about that one. Well, Timber the tiger needed help when that huge pig took control of his island. And this is where Diddy came in and united a team of strong partners like Banjo the bear and Conker the squirrel. You know, that squirrel that once was cute, but then started getting drunk and peeing everywhere. Anyways, my point is that Diddy is a true hero and isn't afraid of getting his hands dirty when his friends need help. And if Diddy truly was only a sidekick, he would have asked Donkey Kong for help to save Timber. But no, he didn't. And this is quite an adventure our boy Diddy participated in. I mean, look at his enemies. A giant dino, a giant walrus, a giant octopus, and a friggin' dragon. This is quite intense. I'm so glad to see a young monkey willing to risk his life to save his friends. Just amazing. There's one thing that I have learned about Diddy over the years, and that is that he doesn't go on an adventure unprepared. Diddy knows that sometimes evil is so strong that you need some sort of weapon to defend yourself. And this is where he decided to ask his buddy Funky Kong to build a peanut shooter to defend himself. This Kong is pretty smart, don't you think? But Diddy was not satisfied with only having a peanut gun, so he decided to use his brain and create a new invention, the jetpack. With this thing on, Diddy can fly and reach anywhere. He can perform some sick moves that are insane, plus he can also use it to help Donkey Kong glide for a little while, because Donkey is quite heavy, but his jetpack is strong enough for the both of them. Like seriously, Diddy is really smart, he's really prepared, this monkey truly has it all. One thing that I also admire of Diddy Kong is how he loves showing his true colors. Just like all of us, well, I assume since you're watching this video, Diddy is a fan of Nintendo and he isn't afraid of telling the entire planet by wearing a Nintendo cap. Yup, his cap says Nintendo. Isn't that cool? Plus, he loves playing video games with his friends when he needs a little break, as we can see here with Donkey and Diddy sharing Joy-Con to play some video games. There's no shame in liking the company that makes the best video games ever, and wearing their merch is also a good way of supporting them. Speaking of, introducing Nico BBQ merch store. I know you always wanted to have your very own Nico BBQ t-shirt, so now you can actually do it. But hey, t-shirts are not what you actually want. What do you say of this t-shirt that is not a t-shirt? Get it? Alright, so this is all limited stuff, so if you want them, you click in the links down below, you buy that stuff, and you wear it with pride. And yeah, that's about it. Let's get back to the video now. I think there's one thing that truly makes Diddy Kong special, and it is his relationship with his girlfriend Dixie. I mean, don't get me wrong, okay, there's nothing wrong with Donkey Kong's relationship with Candy. It's just that you probably won't ever see her partake in an adventure alongside Donkey Kong because, well, I mean, look at her. Like, do you really see her fighting Kremlins in a volcano? Yeah, me neither. But Diddy and his girlfriend Dixie would. In fact, they already did while they were saving Donkey Kong. Diddy and Dixie make quite a powerful couple, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them on my Instagram under #couples-goals. Well, you know what? Good for them. That's another reason why Diddy has way more personality than his buddy Donkey Kong, and why Diddy is not a sidekick. He's just way more than that. You know, I realized that there's a reason why I prefer to play as Diddy Kong when I play some Donkey Kong games. It's just the fact that Diddy is way more athletic than his pal Donkey. I mean, Diddy runs faster, he can do cartwheels, he can attack enemies with his tail. Is there anything this monkey cannot do? Diddy is way more athletic than Donkey Kong, and during your adventure to save the world, this is something that you got to take into consideration. Sure, Donkey is stronger because he's bigger than Diddy, but that comes at the cost of being considerably slower. Well, I guess I gotta give Donkey Kong some credit. He was necessary to boot up the Donkey Kong arcade, since, you know, this handle was pretty heavy. But imagine if Diddy went to the gym for a little while, he would get buff, he would be super fast, he would do cartwheels again, he would be like super athletic, and he could probably participate in the Olympic Games. Oh my gosh, he did! Hey, I'm Nico, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can always subscribe and leave a little comment down below, and maybe give this video a little like. It really helps me out. Anyways, I have more videos like the one you just watched, and you can check them out by tapping here or there on your screen. Alright, see ya in the next one.
King K. Rool is not a villain.
So, last week during the Smash Direct, Nintendo dropped a fat bomb on us by revealing a newcomer to the Smash universe that everybody was waiting for. My boy, King K. Rool. I'm so glad this Kremlin is back in the spotlight, as the last time we saw him was a long time ago. Well, since he's now officially back, I've already seen posts on the internet calling him a bad guy and a villain. And you know me, I'm always here to defend those who are judged way too quickly. Hey, I'm Nico, and here's why King K. Rool is not a villain.
He is a villain.
One of the first
a touchdown with a 50 speed.
argument somebody will tell you when discussing King K. Rool is how the dude stole Donkey Kong's bananas back in Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. Well, first off, King K. Rool is living on a pirate ship with his fellow Kremlins. I don't know if you have experience living on a boat for weeks, even months, but it's really difficult and people truly suffer, become sick, and they struggle. Depending on the duration of the trip, you might run out of food eventually, and especially for a ship the size of King K. Rool's. I mean, look at it. It's not really big, and there's a lot of Kremlins that have to fit there, so obviously they probably ran out of food during the trip. So when they saw an island, they had to stop there to get more food. Now, be honest, okay? What would you do if you were starving to death, tired, thirsty, and you found a cave full of bananas lying there, ready to be eaten?
Guarded by a Kong.
Of course you take those bananas. Don't even lie to me. King K. Rool did not steal the bananas. He just found them on an island. Plus, the conservation duration of a banana is 5 to 7 days. And look at all those bananas. You think DK, Cranky, and Diddy will eat all of this in the next week?
It's way more. DK, Diddy, Cranky, Candy, Funky, Chunky, Lanky, and probably many more.
I am really
No, they have way too many. I'm sure they could share with people that actually need them more than they do. Huh, those greedy monkeys.
There are way more than 3. He's gonna attack DK Island.
Since we're on the
The
topic
fact that he has attacked DK Island at all makes him a villain.
of King K. Rool supposedly attacking Donkey Kong's island, let me remind you of something. The last time he appeared as the reported villain was in DK King of Swing for the Game Boy Advance, released in 2005. 2005! That's 13 years ago! The last people to have attacked DK Island were the Tikis, you know, those wooden planks weirdos, and after that there were the Snowmads, those creatures from the cold lands. And I mean, I will agree with you that these guys actually attacked DK's island as they literally came to the island and took control of it. And for the Snowmads, they even got rid of DK and his pals and sent them to another island. Now this is a thing a villain would do. If we go back to that time King K. Rool attacked the island in Donkey Kong Country, look at him. He's literally chilling on his boat next to DK's island. He's not trying to control it.
With his crumblings on it. He's not trying to control it yet. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to try to.
He's just
getting ready for an attack.
waiting. King K. Rool never ever set foot on DK's island.
He may have never set foot on DK's island, but he had multiple others set foot on his island.
He was literally just on a mission to gather resources and food to continue his mission. How can you call this smart captain a villain? That just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know about
I have a
that.
question. Were the Donkey Kong games that were made for the Game Boy ported to the Game Boy Color? I don't even know, because that would mean they were also ported to the Game Boy Advance not too long after.
To me.
He is sick.
Okay, I'll agree with you that King K. Rool may have been kind of a mad lad back in Donkey Kong 64, where he built a ship and parked it in front of DK's island to supposedly blast it using a laser. Alright, this is kinda what a villain would actually do.
Kinda?
But did you notice that in this game, King K. Rool has a big red eye?
He always has a big red eye.
Having red eyes can be associated with several symptoms like irritation, burning, itching, dryness, pain, and can be caused by an eye infection, an eye trauma, and can even be caused by high pressure. This last reason might be the true explanation to this whole ordeal, as King K. Rool is on an important mission and needs to focus and can actually never get to sleep. I don't know about you,
What's his mission? Why doesn't he sleep?
but when I don't sleep well, I get cranky.
Cranky Kong.
And I guess this is what could have happened to our buddy King K. Rool. The guy is just super dedicated into completing his mission. So dedicated, in fact, that he forgot to sleep and is now suffering from the red eye. Let me put that in simple words. King K. Rool is sick. He needs to go see an eye doctor. Poor guy, of course he's gonna make irrational decisions if he's actually suffering all day and never gets to sleep at night. Poor King K. Rool. I just wish there'd be something I could do to help you.
Dissociative identity disorder?
You might be confused by the title for this one, but it is safe to assume that King K. Rool may not only be sick physically, he might also be sick mentally. Have you noticed that King K. Rool never wears the same outfit? And I'm not just talking about wearing a different t-shirt and wearing different pants. No, I'm talking about the whole thing. In Donkey Kong Country, he is a captain. In Donkey Kong Country 2, he's a weird pirate that wants to be referred to as Captain K. Rool. And in Donkey Kong Country 3, he wants to be called Baron K. Rool Einstein and resembles a crazy mad scientist. You see, you could argue that these are different characters, but no, they all have the same red eye, the same body type, crazy mad scientist. You see, you could argue that these are different characters, but no, they all have the same red eye,
The same red eye.